scrambled and tripped through the junk to find it. At last, true bright magic. Only it wasn't magic at all. It was a dragon. Not a full-grown dragon, you understand. It was a baby dragon, the size of a large dog. The gleam that had caught my eye was its gemstones, the few that remained fixed. The rest must have come loose and fallen out, as there were only pockmarks there. A deep scratch ran right across the little dragon's pale grey flank, and one of its tiny clawed hooves was grazed and swollen. The dragon looked up at me with wide golden eyes. I touched its back with my palm, warm and trembling. I picked it up. I know that this was dangerous and foolish. Even touching a dragon is enough to breach the human-dragon treaty. If you see one on land, no matter what size, you're supposed to turn around and run. Who knew what would happen if a full-sized dragon spied me with a baby in my arms? But there was no way I was leaving the little creature crying in the junkyard. And it was crying. Its whole body shivered and hiccuped in my arms as I lifted it, and its snout was damp against my shoulder. "Oh, poor little dragon," I said, trying to use the voice Lily Daisy does when the smaller children are sick. "Poor little dragon, you've had an accident, haven't you? Did you try to fly too soon? Did you fall and hurt yourself? It's all right, little dragon. I'm going to take you home." I set off through the junkyard, out onto the clear and scrubby hills, and towards the line of yew trees. Whenever I stopped speaking, the dragon whimpered and shivered again, so I kept on. "Keep out dragon territory," said the huge sign affixed to each of the tall yew trees. My idea had been to set the baby dragon down right here by the trees. But when I peered through a gap, I saw nothing but more bare hills with spindly bushes here and there. I couldn't leave the baby here. I needed to get it closer to its dragon family. I know what you are doing right now. You are taking in a huge breath of air. You are waving your hands at me, frantic. "No, no, don't go through the trees," you were shouting at me. "Think of the danger. Have you lost your mind? No, Glim, you will be torn to pieces by their claws and teeth. They will barbecue you with their fiery breath and eat you for supper. You will be—" "Hush up. Too late. This already happened anyway, you know." I pushed my way through the trees and into dragon territory. Yew trees look soft and billowy from a distance, but up close they're made of very sharp needles. These pricked me as I passed, but I curled my arms around the baby dragon to protect it. I was still talking in my low, soothing voice to the baby, but this was more to distract myself, because my heart was going boom, 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 boom. And I was thinking, put this dragon down and scram. But I could not stop. On I went. I got a bit tired of saying, "It's all right, little dragon," and began to tell the baby a story instead. That usually works with the little kids in the orphanage when they wake up with a nightmare. Instead of bushes, there were trees now, growing ever more closely together, and I was walking through woods. Usually when you tread on dry bark, it feels good as it crunches beneath your shoe. But today, each crunch lit a firestorm in my heart. It was so quiet on these wooded hills that behind the murmur of my own storytelling, I could hear the sounds from town. Steam engines clunking in local factories, the low sigh of a ship's horn. And then, from the trees ahead of me came the strangest noise I'd ever heard. It was like this. Eep! Squeak! Crunch, crunch! Eep! Arr! Birds? I wondered. Mice? But so loud. They must be enormous mice. The biggest bird I'd ever... And then I felt a gust of warmth. Smoke stung my eyes. And I stopped. Dragons. There were dragons just ahead. "Right," I whispered to the baby in my arms. I'll set you down.